I just think with the talent, just with the talent that he has and what he's capable of doing. And so that's just pretty much it. It's not always like that, but in this situation it is.
How about when you're both out there at the same time? Do you like the two-back sets?
Yeah, for sure. You know what I mean? Keep the defense honest, and we both playmakers, so I love it.
I was going to say, what does that do to a defense? What's the challenge for defense when you're both out there?
That's on them to figure out. I don't know. We're gonna do what we do.
I'm sorry, James. Paris has kind of grown into a pillar of the offense. Just how have you seen him grow over the last couple of years to where he is now?
Yeah, just realizing what's expected of him. We need Paris to be the best tackle in the league this year, and he understands that. He's up for that challenge, and he crafts up every single day, to earn that title. So that's his mindset, and but he's a natural born leader. Paris. He's even though he's going into year 3. Breaking the huddle down, little things, leading drills. It's the little things that everybody really watches, that not everybody sees, but, within our team, everybody sees it. So, yeah, he's a natural born leader. So it's been awesome to see him just really just flourish and become the player that, we know he can be.
You were just talking about Trey and RB1, and in this case, it makes sense. Is that something that you or a player needs to mature into, that they can see that a little bit, as opposed to when you first get in the league and you're battling to have a job or be a starter or whatever? Did you have to mature into that, do you think?
For sure. I mean, you have to mature into just being a better player and overall. But like I said, it's just a situation that we're in, and we can't shy away from it. We just got to talk about it and understand what's to be expected. So, we want to be the best rushing team in football. So. We need that, from him and the rest of the backs. All of them come to compete every single day. So, yeah, we can't shy away from those conversations.
He's talked a lot about how much more comfortable he feels this year than as a rookie going into his first season. Is that something you remember in your second year, feeling more comfortable just in the NFL and in your offensive time and all that stuff?
Oh yeah, absolutely. NFL is a different game than college. And so, my rookie year just coming into, it's a different game, you know what I mean? And you got guys who are 10 years in, 12 years in the league, and, you just a young rookie coming out of college. So he's thankful to get the opportunity to come back and try it again for year 2. And, yeah, his confidence has definitely grown. But, yeah, that's natural.
Was there a part of you that wanted to play in the red and white practice today, or were you really hoping for the day off?
Yeah, I just want to, be able to come out swinging next time we go fast and stuff. So we just playing the smart. But I did get excited today, just seeing all the fans out there and the flags flying and stuff. I just love the game, love being a part of everything we got going on here, and the fans showed out today. So, yeah, I wanted to be out there for sure.
Is it hard for you in preseason games if you don't play every game, every snap? Is that hard for you to watch, because you've been very clear that you like the contact, you like to go out there and run through guys?
Yeah, I just take it one day at a time, just let it happen. It's obviously made me super excited. We got Kansas City coming in and stuff, and but I know that as those games come, the real thing is right around the corner. You know what I mean? So I take it slow.
When you break the huddle and you see the new names and numbers and faces on the D line, the defensive front, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, them boys, they look good out there. They look good, though, man. It's been awesome. Just to, it makes us better. That's really the first thing I think of is like, going lining up versus this every single day in practice. It's going to make us a lot better. But it's just exciting to be a part of, man, truthfully. When you have a roster like that and, putting together the pieces we put together and going out there and compete to try to do something special, man, and hang a banner here, So it's exciting times.
Are there any rookies that have kind of jumped out at you in terms of how they operate, how they're picking up the system? Anyone that's kind of standing out?
Truthfully, I think they all standing out. They all come to work. We got high quality guys, high character guys. And so all of them really, not just one. They all showing up to work and competing, and it's a moving train, and they all jumped on.
How do you kind of balance maybe holding them accountable and being that loving on them teammate while also challenging them to be better, and kind of balancing how you approach that and deliver that message?
I think it's just being observant, and just watching them and, letting them find their routine, but, throwing a little 2 cents in when it's needed. But guys got to find their way. You could talk their ear off about what to do, but first off, they have to want it. They have to want to put the work in and stuff. And so, there's really just showing them a lot of love, even though they're young. It's a while back. In the old NFL and stuff, they would be hard on the rookies and hazing and stuff. I don't really get into that. I just let them. They on our team. They're here to help us. So, like I said, just being observant. If they need little corrections here and there, just having those conversations with them. But they've been great so far.
You've had some highlight reel catches over the years. If you were to get more targets in the pass game, what's your confidence level in that department?
Oh, I'm very confident in that. I love my hands. I think I got great hands, and so just being available and making a play when it comes to me.
You ever lobby Drew for some more targets in the pass game?
No, I don't do too much. We got some great receivers out there, so it's a puzzle. I just fit in where I fit in. Appreciate y'all.
Thanks, man.
Zaven, a little bit.
Do you see the red and white as any kind of like milestone to get to in camp? I mean, now that you guys are in a place where next week is a game week, and you're getting to game weeks. Is that?
Yeah, I think like for guys that like rookies or guys that were maybe in like the UFL, XFL, and they're coming to the league, whether they've played 4 years in that pro level and then like this is their first year in the league. Like I see the red and white scrimmage, the closest you're going to get to like a preseason game, and a preseason game is like the closest you're going to get to a normal season game. So I think those are like really good building blocks because, this is the first time we've had like this amount of fans here. So you feel the energy of the building, you feel everything, it's awesome always having the fans here. So it's really cool to have that, especially for the first time. It's always fun because we haven't seen it since January of last year or whatever it was. So it's really good for the younger guys to experience that and maybe try and, shake the nerves a little bit, even though it's just practice still. And then same thing leading up to a preseason game onto a regular season game.
Zaven, how good do you believe this defense can be now that you're in your third year of this system with JG?
Really good. I mean, they're always trying to make it really efficient for us, no matter what position we play. I kind of play all over the place, so kind of got to know a little bit about everything. And it's all about efficiency and making it easy for the player, allowing us to play fast and free. And, as you guys all know, we have really good guys we brought in the offseason, whether it was draft or free agency, so it's been nice. Everyone's been healthy and ready to go. So it's really nice to have all the guys operating and working together, trying to be one cohesive unit. And you kind of just prepare as much as you can, work as hard as you can, and then when the ball snapped on game one, that's when you really find out who you are, what type of team you're going to be. But you got to work towards that point, and I think we've done that.
I know it's important to do a lot of different things defensively to be an elite defense, but what would be one thing you think you need to improve on to make it known that you're a defense to be reckoned with?
I mean, you just got to take it day by day. You can't think of the finish line right now. It's got to be day by day. If we just skip to the end process and, give up on the daily musts that we do, whether it's track, it's hands, the way we rush the passer, the way that we attack our guards, whatever it may be, and then simply just knowing the defense as well. Guys that, it was like me my rookie year, and didn't really know the defense that well, you're not going to play a whole lot. So, that's the thing that we got to do right now, especially with new guys. Yeah, they're great, but they're still trying to somewhat get a grasp of this defense, So we got to do that, take those building steps going forward. And then we got to be polished and ready to go game one. And then it's game one. And when that's over with, you learn, you move on, game two, whatever it may be.
If the interior D-line elevates this year, what does it do for you guys on the edge?
Yeah, it's awesome having those interior D-line, especially guys with knowledge like Calais, Dalvin, all those guys. Even like D-Rob, he's grown so much because he's like anytime you say something, he just goes, "Oh, okay," and I'm like, "Yeah, that's how that works." He's like, "I didn't even think about that." I was like, "Yeah, this ain't Missouri anymore." No, I'm messing with him, but he's like those guys, and they're hungry to learn, which makes it really fun too. Because we'll do something, and then like the coaches allow us to have a little bit of gray area to like try things and work on things, and then if they don't like it, they say, "Hey, we're not going to do that," and we don't get mad at it. We do what we can do, and polish those up and get those right. And having that D line there with the knowledge and experience they have, it makes things really different. A big difference.
What do you see out of Jordan Burch? There hasn't been a lot of talk about him. There's all these other defensive players that have been talked about, and he's kind of been out of the radar a little bit. What have you seen?
Jordan Burch, he's a young guy. He's a rookie. Yeah, it's what every rookie kind of has to go through. They got to learn the defense, like I said, and then have confidence in themselves. And he's gaining that every single day. He's learning. I tell him, I said, Jordan, it doesn't matter about your mistakes. Just make a new one every day. Make a new mistake every day. That's taking steps forward. And that's the part of we work. Me and him work out together. We got to do all this stuff. And getting into that professional mindset of there's a lot of shit to do in a day sometimes, and it sucks, practice, workout, and then study film, and then learn about all the ins and outs. But he's on board completely with that, and then listens to the coaches, he's in tune in meetings, knows a lot of stuff, so it's really nice.
When did that click for you to not really let mistakes or setbacks kind of eat at you and go to the next play?
Yeah.
You want to be perfect, but it's not going to be perfect every time.
Yeah, I had a bad problem with that throughout my career. I've had a bad problem of holding on to mistakes. And so, fortunately enough, Mr. Bidwell, JG, Monty, all those guys, we've got guys on the team that help us. They're there for our, mental attitude and stuff like that, to kind of focus on the now and, worry about things. It's more of a mental aspect of the game, and it's been really helpful. And those guys, talking with them, understand strategies that you can use, in football, outside of football, to help you become, next level player. So that's really helped a lot.
It's going to be hard to kind of tap into that. And really
Yeah, because you think, some guys, it's like, man, I'm Superman. No, you're not.
You've talked about playing a lot of different positions with this defense, and as you get more reps, having reps in a multitude of different areas, where do you feel like your game, you are poised to take the biggest step this year?
Yeah, I think for me, I'd like to rush the passer a little bit better than I did last year. I'd like to get more sacks, create more pressures, create things for other guys as well. I feel more comfortable in that role. But like I said, there's a lot of things that I do that it's complicated, and it's, usually guys my size don't do. Whatever it may be, third down, second down, hurry up into a second down or third down, whatever package we're on the field. So they kind of use me as that chess piece of, kind of move in every direction, be able to do that. With that comes a lot of damn, Nick, that's going to be kind of tough. And he just smiles and looks at me. And I'm just like, okay, let's get it going. Yeah, it's fun. And, but that's the biggest step is getting after the quarterback.
Up right now, potentially, how many different positions could you be playing?
Defensive tackle, in to the field and boundary, off ball a little bit. There's about 4-5 5, depending on package.
Is the off balls, that's sort of like, that fish
It's-
in the water, do you pretty,
I mean, they're not going to make it super complex, It's just, sometimes it's to get us by, and then sometimes it's a strategic thing, depending on what we scheme up.
Can you sense the confusion in an offense? Like when you're in
Yes.
different spots and you can
Yeah.
then process, okay, what's going on?
Yeah. I mean, because I'm mostly, that's what it is. Without getting into the technical schemes of it, yeah, you can sometimes sense, do we count this guy? Do we not count this guy? Same thing with Mac last year, right? That's some of the things that he had done as well.
When you sense that, do you smile a little to yourself and let you guys have a confidence?
Well, not when they're right. It's like, damn, this guy's smart. He knows what's going on. And then sometimes they're wrong. So, yeah. I mean, I smile when they're wrong, but I don't smile when they're right.
Thanks, David.
Thank you.